Hello everyone, Bloodworth back with some more Zelda Diaries. Finishing up with this first batch. After this, who knows? We'll see. I'm record them like every couple of days or so. It would probably depend on the stories that come out of them. We'll see. But as a reminder, this isn't about going through my whole playthrough. I will finish this game in December. I said that with Breath of the Wild and it happened. That was the truth. I just kept exploring that game until like December or whatever, and then I beat it. But it'll just be stories from experimentation, stories from discovery, things that are out there, things that will be spoilers, kind of, probably for you, because who knows? I find these things, maybe you'll find them in August. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But just to share some stories, share some clips, some fun times. As a reminder, please do not, if I say something, I don't know how this works or that works, don't say it. I'll figure it out later. We'll get there. We'll find all the things together over time. But if you just want to enjoy my journey, my little highlights for every couple of days, that's what we're doing right now. Something I'm trying out. So this next one, this is basically from when I'm recording this is from yesterday. This was an amazing session. I don't know how long I went. I went a very long time. And I had some very specific things in mind. I was looking at the map. I'm like, okay, what do I want to do today? And I'm like, okay, I need to do this main quest over here. I kind of want to get over to Rito Village, and there's a chasm over there. I haven't been in the depths that much, so maybe I'll go over to this I'll go to that quest over here, then over to this quest. That seems like a good arc. But to get there, I had to go up the road a little bit, and I was going up there, and I was just, you know how it is. You're going up the road and you see a thing and you get distracted. And so like I saw this thing where there were like Zonai constructs and like Koblins and Moblins in a camp. And they were sort of facing each other, but they weren't interacting in any way. And then I think there was like one of those Zonai cannon things there that I hadn't really messed around with much at all. Or either that or I had one and I was like, I haven't messed around with this, let me try it out. Anyways, yeah, maybe that was it. I think I had just the capsule for one and I hadn't used it yet. And so what I did is I built like a dumb like traditional cannon kind of thing. Like I took like a 4x4 and I stuck 2 wheels on it and then I stuck the cannon on the end. And I was messing around with this thing and it was like shooting off like crazy. And they're like, I was trying to get it angled just right. And then I blew away the walls and then they started attacking each other. And then I started like trying to blast them, but still not doing a very good job at it. And then eventually I blew the cannon itself up. But anyway, so that was a fun distraction. Did a Korok thing. Did a like toy cleanup mini game, which is interesting. Checked out some ruins. Found like some bokoblins carting, like doing like the horse and wagon thing, like, and so like I did like I felt like an outlaw or something, like horse chase, take out the bokoblins and then take the chest. So that was interesting. But then here's where things get real. I talked about going into the wells and checking out the wells, and I've been going into a lot of wells as I come across them. I went down this well and it just kept going and going and going and going. And I was back in the depths. Only my second time in the depths whatsoever. And it very unexpectedly, because I didn't think that was it. I was expecting the big chasms. If you want to go in the depths, you go down the big chasms. But no, this was just a well. It just looked like a well. And I was down there and I was like, well, I got those old maps. And I got to like, the X's on the map down there in the depths, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna try to go find those X's. But then it was just like one weird thing after another. It's like these shadowy soldiers with like weapons and swords, but they're not decayed. They're like undecayed swords. I'm like, holy cow! And then there's like Poes down there, like little ghosty things that collect in like piles of them, and just trying to figure this out. And I love how crazy dark it is down there. it's completely pitch black, 100% pitch black, and it is so terrifying and so amazing to like pull back that bowstring, and because there are lights on certain things and like the pose and stuff like that, and you're like, I see something up there, but what is that? And I like pull the bowstring back and shoot off a light, and I'm waiting, and I'm like, oh, it didn't. Where's it going? And then the room lights up, and then like I see like this forest essentially. I'm like, what is going on here? And I climb this thing, and there's some guys down there, and I fail at first, and then I just sniped them until they were dead. And then I kept going. I did like this crazy, like, there's a whole like bunch of like Yiga stuff down there. They're messing around with Zonai contraptions. It's wild. Finding all this stuff, and then going along, chucking my lights, seeing the road ahead, and then I chuck a light, and I'm like, that didn't light anything up. And I go forward a little bit, and I see this huge chasm, you know, and I find the abandoned mine, and I'm gonna have to tell you because it's in the other clips, I believe. The thing that was from the old map was the freaking Tunic of Time from Ocarina of Time, just in this chest in this mine, this abandoned mine. I was just like, I just randomly happened upon this. This is wild. And then I worked my way. But see, the thing is like, when I first saw the depths, I kind of, for whatever reason, assumed that they would all be just like this kind of flat expanse, kind of samey, all look the same. And now we're getting in places with elevation, right? I'm getting into these elevation areas. And then I get on this, I found like a stall horse, this freaking skeletal horse, and that was cool. But I go a little bit further, and I'm like, wait, there's another like drop off here or something. And I get down there and fight this guy, and then there's a balloon, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Does the balloon take me out? This is like a exit point, right? And I ride the balloon up, and I'm getting a nice slow pan, because a lot of these recordings I'm doing for the review for Brad, and I'm getting this nice slow pan of the depths and just how crazy deep and complex it is, and so much more than I expected it to be. And then I start seeing like a tree branch, or probably a root, but like tree branches above me, and like stuff on top of them, and I'm like, there are more paths up here? This is crazy. And I get over there, and then I get on, and then there's like, I have got another one of these map markers that's further out, and I'm like, I kind of want to get to that map marker, but then I realized that I was up on essentially like this ledge, and so I could see the light root shrines or whatever down below, but I'm like, I've got to stick to the ledge because I don't know how hard it's going to be to get back up here. So I'm just like going through the darkness, avoiding enemies, because a lot of these, again, I have no clothes. I mean, I've got the Tunic of Time now, but I don't have like crazy armor or anything, and not a lot of hearts. And so like these black moblins and stuff, like I can't do anything. my weapons feel useless. And so I'm avoiding enemies for the most part, although there's some things I can kill. And I'm just chucking. I've got so many bright seeds or whatever. I'm so glad for that. Into the darkness. And then some of them, like I said, like you chuck and like, oh, that's the edge of a cliff. Huge drop off that way. Oh, on the other side, edge of the cliff, huge drop off that way. And I'm just like following this like narrow path through the darkness. And like trying to mark where some of these light roots are, but again, it's like they're so far down. Like I want to try to stay on my crazy high point. And I get all the way down there, and I find a light root, and then I eventually find the other mine, and the mine is like Gerudo mine, and I'm like, Gerudo? And I looked at my map, and I looked at the elevation, or I went between the depths and to the above ground, the regular map, and I saw how far I had gone. I'm like, holy cow. But that was just wild. It was just a crazy, wild journey through the dark, and it's been one of my favorite days there so far. And then I went back up in the sky real quick. I found like a really cool like expert glider construction. I fought those gliders so hard my first day, and then here we are. Like I put like a little cart with wheels on the bottom of it. I put like a couple of little battery things on it. I put the fans on. I put the remote control on, and then I'm like lift off, and I'm flying this thing around like it's a real plane. It was sick. Still not as sick as the depths though. Holy cow. Terrifying. There's some stuff I saw down there I didn't talk about. I didn't record it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, that's it for now. That's the stories I've got for now. I've got to play more of that game to get you more stories. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't know how long this will go. Messing around. Trying things out. If you like us messing around and trying things out, or if you just like us in general, if you enjoy the things that Easy Allies makes, go to patreon.com/easyallies. That's how we're funded, through monthly pledges. And you get some fun rewards over there too. If you get on the $5 tier, you get to ask us questions on our podcasts, you get in our Discord, all kinds of fun stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you when we see you. Damiani's doing his full playthrough as well, but of course I don't even know when this is going up. I'm shooting it now. We'll go for it. And anyways, I'm done. I don't know what else to say. Thank you.